Hi P7s, we're making this video for you.
We're in the senior management corridor and we're going to introduce you to Miss McGee, who is in charge of all of the pupil support.
Hi Mrs. McGee.
Hi there.
Miss McGee, can you please tell us more about your role as a deputy head at Armadale Academy?
Of course. So I'm one of 3 deputies here at Armadale Academy. I'm responsible for student support, which includes the kind of 3 heads of house, teachers of wellbeing, support for learning, the inclusion hub, and I've got responsibility for kind of wellbeing, equality, inclusion in the school. So that's a pretty big remit, and do all the child protection stuff as well as being S1 and S2 year head.
Thank you, Mrs. McGee. When are the S1s mostly likely to see you?
Okay, so they're most likely to see me hopefully every day on the front reception, welcoming everyone into school. You're going to see me at any assemblies you have, so I'm looking forward to welcoming you next Wednesday morning along with the heads of house and any year group assemblies that we might have throughout the course of the year. You'll also see me at breaks and lunch times in the canteen, doing lots of supervision, probably standing up, eating all my lunch and not having to sit down, unfortunately. And you'll see me in and about classes and popping in to do visits and things like that. And I might call you to be part of focus groups and things like that as well.
What is one of your top tips for surviving Armadale Academy?
Thank you. Well, I've got several top tips, but I think my top tip would be do not tell Ida in the canteen when it's your birthday.
Do you have any final words for the S1s?
Yeah, I just want to say make the most of your 3-day visit. I hope you'll get a lot out of it and get to meet your teachers, meet new people, and just try your best and really embrace all the different opportunities that you're going to get here at Armadale Academy. And I'm just wishing you all good luck and looking forward to seeing you in person on Wednesday. I'm now going to pass over to my colleagues in student support, the 3 heads of house, the 3 teachers of wellbeing, and Mrs. Dewar as well. So I hope you enjoy the rest of the video and we'll see you on Wednesday.
Hello, I'm with Miss Gordon and Miss Sherry from the Cochran house in Armadale Academy. So Miss Gordon, what do you do as a head of house?
So as head of house, I have responsibility for the Cochran house from S1 to S6. I also have whole school responsibility for transition, so transitioning into S1, transitioning from year to year and transitioning out to university or college or employment after school. As a head of house, we have responsibility for ensuring you have good wellbeing, attainment, achievement and positive destinations during your time at Armadale Academy.
All right, thank you very much. If you're in S1, newly S1s, then if you need help, who would you go to for that?
So I suppose when you come in S1, there'll be a lot of teachers that you'll get to know. You'll have different teachers in every classroom. The main point of contact, the main people to go to in the very beginning would be your house team, which is your head of house and teacher of wellbeing. But you also have a My Skills, My World teacher who will teach you a few times a week and will see you every morning at registration. So if you need help with anything at all, please come either to the student support team or your My Skills, My World teacher. But any adult will help you when you're at Armadale Academy.
So what words would you describe you and Miss Sher?
I suppose I would describe us as Batman and Robin. I'm Batman and this is my sidekick Robin, and we are here to support you in whatever way we can.
So moving on to Miss Sher, what do you actually do as a teacher of wellbeing?
Thank you so much. So as a teacher of wellbeing, it can be a wee bit confusing when you're coming up to the academy. Who do you go and see? So Mrs. Gordon is responsible for the whole house, but I have responsibility for half of the house. I do all the same sort of things as Mrs. Gordon, but my core responsibility for S1 is going to be 1C1. So I will be everyone in 1C1's key adult. If you're in 1C2, it'll be Mrs. Gordon.
So Miss Sher, I would like to know a little bit more about you. What's your secret talent?
So my really not so secret talent is before I was a teacher of wellbeing, I am a CDT teacher, which is craft design and technology. It's a new subject that the S1s are going to experience. We'll get you in the workshops using saws and power tools, making things out of wood, metal and plastic. And my not so secret talent is I'm trying to make some vlogs of me converting my van into a camper van.
Sounds very interesting. Where can we find your vlogs?
I'll need to tell you that when you're up in your transition days.
All right, thank you very much. So Miss Gordon, do you have anything final to say?
So it's just to remind you that if you are allocated to 1C1 or 1C2, you will be looked after by the Cochran House team, who are the dream team. If you are allocated to 1H1, 1H2 or 1H3, you will be looked after by Mrs Brown and Miss Rafferty. And if you are allocated to 1W1, 1W2 or 1W3, you will be looked after by Miss McLeod and Mrs Thompson. And we can't wait to see you next week.
Hi everyone, we're here with Mrs Brown and Miss Rafferty from the Honeyman house. Miss Brown, can you please tell us more about your role?
Yeah, so I'm the head of house for Honeyman House. So when you guys come up in first year, we will be welcoming you in to student support. So you will see our faces quite a lot up at registration and in all your transition events as well. We are responsible for making sure that you're safe and ensuring your well-being within school. We absolutely love a chat, and as head of house, I'm responsible for all of you. So I can't wait to be working with you going forward.
Thank you very much. What accomplishments do you want to achieve over this year?
So hopefully this year we will have lots and lots of opportunities to be competitive within the houses, so lots of inter-house competitions. And being a PE teacher myself, I am very, very competitive. So I would like to win everything that we can do going forward, and we're much, much better than Cochran and Wood anyway, so you're in the most amazing house. So well done.
Thank you very much. Miss Rafferty, can you please tell us more about your role?
Absolutely. So I work alongside Mrs Brown in Honeyman, and I'm a teacher of wellbeing. So I'm here to support the young people in Honeyman, but I'm going to have a particular caseload in S1. So if you are joining us in 1H3, you will get to see my face an awful lot. So I'm going to work with you in this year in things like your attainment, your attendance. We'll have a wee chat about how things are going and how you're settling into first year. You'll see me up in registration, things like that. And you can also, like Mrs Brown said, we love a chat. Come and speak to me if there is anything at all. And I'm a languages teacher, of course I love a chat.
So Miss Rafferty, as you said you were a language teacher, do you often speak Spanish at home?
Accidentally, yes, it does happen, more than I would like to admit, and even sometimes down in student support as well. But if any of you lovely folks speak other languages at home, I would love to hear about it when you come up. And if any of you are Spanish speakers or French speakers, you know who to come and see.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Miss Brown, do you have anything else to say to the S1s who are coming up?
Just that we are really, really looking forward to working with you. You've been a fantastic group so far in the meetings that we've had and all the events that we've had. Really looking forward to working with you for your transition week and then having you with us full time as students within Armadale Academy.
Bye.
Bye.
I'm here with Miss Thompson and Mrs McLeod. Tell me about your role as head of house.
Yeah, so I'm the head of Woodhouse, and my job is to run the whole of the house alongside Mrs Thompson, who's a teacher of wellbeing. So we have a caseload each, so we take a lead on different classes, and it's my job to track and support you with your wellbeing and your learning across the whole school. So we are the key adults that will speak to home and speak to teachers and speak to you just to make sure you get the best possible experience at Armadale Academy.
What difference do you see in students in the morning versus more the afternoon time?
I think first thing in the morning, they tend to be really tired and sometimes come in quite quiet and probably still about half asleep, especially on a Monday morning. I think periods 3 and 4 between break and lunch are your peak time because people are awake, but they are not really hyper. And then after lunch, sometimes people have had a wee bit too much sugar and can be a little bit too hyper, or they can be really good fun. So it depends, but maybe a bit less sugar at lunch would be good.
Hi Mrs Thompson, what is your role as teacher of wellbeing?
Well, I've been very lucky to be just appointed as teacher of wellbeing for Woodhouse, and my main job is to work alongside Miss McLeod here. I'll be given a caseload of kids, and it's really just to kind of look after like your well-being and just to be there to support you whenever you're needing some extra help.
What would you say to someone who is a bit more anxious coming to high school from primary school?
So I'd probably say the biggest thing is just to enjoy your experience here at Armadale Academy. It's a big change, it's a big transition, but just to kind of know that there's loads of people around you to support you and help you. You're going to make loads of extra, buddies, friends, and yeah, just enjoy this moment. It's such an amazing experience, and yeah.
Have you got any final words for the people coming up to high school?
Yeah, absolutely. Just, I know people will be a wee bit nervous, and that's totally understandable, just because it's a change, but it's a really exciting change. There's so many great opportunities here, and I know that me and the rest of the staff are really looking forward to meeting you, and your buddies in S6 are really looking forward to meeting you as well, and just getting you up over the next few weeks and then seeing you properly in August. Bye!
Hello, so we're with Miss Dewar, who's the Principal Teacher of Support for Learning in Armadale Academy. So what do you do in the high school?
Good question. So my job is basically to help anyone who might have an additional support need or who's just struggling a little bit at school, just making sure they get the help they need, and also working with the families to ensure everybody feels ready to manage the day at school.
Alright, thank you very much. So who's your favourite person to work with?
Another great question. We are so lucky at Armadale. We've got lots and lots of amazing staff, but my favourite people to work with are the PSWs in the school. We have some amazing pupil support assistants who really help all the young people to feel safe and included, and are just really, really great, hard-working people.
Thank you, Miss Dewar. I've got one more question for you. What makes a good day at school for the students?
To be fair, I think the best thing about high school is that every day is different. So in S1, you're going to get to study loads of new subjects that you've never done before. You'll get to do some practical, some written, some outside, some inside, and the fact that it's so varied just makes it so exciting. And if there's something you don't like so much, you've only got to do it for 50 minutes, then you can go and do something totally different, and hopefully you'll find that thing that you love more than anything else, and you'll really excel at it.
Any final words for the P7s joining us?
Definitely. So lots of you have been involved in all the transition activities. You know lots of people already. Please don't worry if you feel a bit nervous. That's totally normal. Ask for help if you're stuck. We're all so excited to have you up. We can't wait to help you out, and we know you're going to love it. But remember, those nerves are normal and natural in those first few days.
Alright, thank you very much.